I love the way that I feel when you put your...
That chord sequence at the beginning is so nice. Let's check out what that is there. So I think those first two chords there are pretty much just going back and forth between this G flat major sound and then dropping a minor third to the E flat major. And I think I hear a setup going back to the G flat of maybe like an A flat sus or something like that. Just kind of a 5 chord to set up this, what feels like a 4. You know what I mean? Because to me, that feels like a 4 chord, especially the setup. You know? It's just kind of what it feels like to me. I could be wrong.
Only me.
In the original recording, there's like a pickup bass drum kick going into the downbeat. This downbeat, open hi-hat, downbeat, open hi-hat, downbeat. On the record, there's like a boom, boom, boom. It just sends the groove through the moon. Check this out.
'Cause every time...
Oh man, just that one little detail. You know, it's such like a small thing. That's what sets this stuff apart. It's just so like, yikes! And I didn't hear it here, but like, it's, you know, it's not like a necessary detail. It still sounds great without it.
'Cause every time I think about it, can't stop thinking about it. You were all I need. All I need. So I'll be singing the stuff right under the moonlight. Oh.
You know, one of the things that blows people away so much about Jacob's music is the layering and the composition and the fact that most of it's all him and his crazy ability as a multi-instrumentalist. But it's easy to forget or overlook or just not think about all the time how great of a piano player this dude is. You know, it's not like saying anything groundbreaking, but yikes, just some of the things that he's played on his records and just videos here on YouTube that you can find. It's just like, wow. Just a side note before we continue, I want to remind you that the brand new course platform is live. Becoming a member of the Cornell Music Academy gets you access to everything we have to offer on the course platform, which is constantly expanding. In addition to getting access to all the courses, becoming a member will also get you access to the private Discord channels that are up right now and where you can talk with me directly. We have great conversations about music and music theory, and that's where you'll find out about the members-only live streams that we're going to be doing. So if you want to chat with me directly, ask me questions directly, whether through the Discord or when we do the live streams, be sure to head over and become a member. So many of you so far have done it, and I'm so appreciative. So check out that link in the description below.
Let your love shine out. Let your love shine out.
Whew. Wow.
Let your love shine out. Let your love shine out.
These key changes, they should be bizarre, but they're not. And this is one of the things that we've talked about, that Jacob has talked about, is the whole concept of your ear doesn't actually care how you get from one place to another. It's just the idea of like having a starting point, a trajectory, and then arriving somewhere. And that's how he can get away with a lot of like the microtonal harmony and creating an extra step to go, like finding another note in there, evenly dividing everything and doing 3 notes in between that don't actually exist. That will work because your ears don't actually care. Your ears will understand the trajectory of going, okay, I'm starting here and I'm winding there. It doesn't really matter how many steps you take in between, and that same concept can be applied to moving from key to key to key and using chord progressions to kind of meander through varying tonal centers to arrive at a new place. And no matter how you kind of go about that, you can throw in all types of different color and all types of unexpected sounds, which is a lot of what we hear in this track. And when you show up here, that kind of release, that's what your ear hears and clings to and is like, yes.
If you wanna get sunshine all night, walking on the rooftop, moonlight, I'ma go get some time alone with you.
This, of course, is the tune that Jacob did with Daniel Caesar, and we actually did a full breakdown of this tune over on Nebula. There'll be more about that in a little bit, but just know that there is a full breakdown over there on Nebula, and you can use the link in the description to get to that. Seeing Jacob do this version in this context is obviously super cool, because it's one of those things where it's like, we know kind of what we're expecting to hear if you've listened to the recording. Now you get to kind of hear like these other ideas that Jacob will put into the things when faced with a different application or a different context.
Swim around the ocean, moonlight, man the octopus, like when you give me that time alone with you. It's a beautiful Sunday morning.
I know we just talked about Jacob's piano skills, but the bass playing is outstanding.
All night, star bright, shines down on me. It's so good, it's alright. You're all I see. At times,
Wow, listen to that. So there's one chord in there that I want to point out. We talked about this in the Bill Wirtz video. These subtle little additions that don't fundamentally change where we're going, but that add this color that's unexpected, and it's different than maybe the context that it's in, and it's enough to make your ear go, whoa, right? Check this out.
you're all I see.
Sounds like he's playing a B flat minor 7 there. I could be wrong. The implied harmonic center here is like this F minor sound. But of course, it doesn't actually sit on that F minor all the time. We're moving around and using maybe more unexpected roots and chord qualities at various points throughout the sequence. But the implied center is F minor. So in this particular part, I'm hearing a B flat minor 7 there.
It's so good, it's alright. You're all I see.
Okay, and that's the chord. It's so sick. Okay, I think we're going. Not that we necessarily play the root there. We don't play that G minor 7, but it feels like that's what's implied. Which is, of course, that's a minor third motion, and it shares a common tone. And that's what makes this, I think, sound super cool, is that we're going from this, we're changing the quality almost, because now, here's another way to look at that, right? Because B flat minor and then G minor 7. But if we just, instead of putting a G there, we just put a B flat there, that chord is essentially the same as a B flat major 7. And then if we're using Dorian in G minor, that's the same as using Lydian in B flat major. So almost you could consider that to be exactly the same function, even if the root goes from B flat to G, right? So here's why that's cool. We're essentially taking a chord that we've decided upon, we're flipping the quality from minor to major. Even if, like, technically maybe it's a B flat root to a G root, like we said, that G is kind of the same as B flat major, right? So using that C as a common tone between the two. Those are those subtle little tiny things that just make it sound so cool.
At times it may find your heart's cool heavy. It's so good.
That root is D on both of those chords. Both of those chords on the C and the F, that might be D. What am I playing? Sharp 9 flat 13. D7 sharp 9 flat 13. Beautiful chord. Release to the D flat major 7. Beautiful.
Give me that. All night, star bright. All night, shine down on me.
Woo! That B flat to the G minor 7, yeah.
Oh, good, it's alright. Alright, you're all I see.
Woo! Okay, so I think what's cool about this whole thing is using the F minor pentatonic scale. And what that does is it gives us so much room to mess around, to play with different harmonic motions, to play with different chords. Because this same... Look at all of the different things we can apply that to. We can apply that to B flat minor. We can apply it to F minor. We can apply it to A flat major, D flat, G flat major. Yeah. Because of the fact that this sort of center of this F minor sound, there's so much room, and that's why we get so many of these cool sounds. Instead of which would just be the, you know, the typical straightforward boring way, or and then we can do cool things in between there, like flip it major, or use minor, the G minor 7 maybe, gorgeous, wide open in terms of harmonic possibilities, and obviously, as we would expect, Jacob takes full advantage of all of it. Anyways, I could go on and on. I don't want this video to be half an hour long. You guys know this. I'm a Jacob Collier fan. He might be one of the most crazy dudes on the planet ever to apply so many abstract and bizarre concepts in music and music theory and make them work in such a cool way. It's always just such a cool thing to see, you know, and that's why I think most musicians really love his work. Even though we might understand most of the things that are going on, it's the application and going, oh wow, yeah, I guess you could do that, couldn't you? You could apply that concept in this particular way. And that's why every once in a while I love kind of going and seeing what Jacob's up to and taking a look at some of that stuff with you guys so that we can kind of try to decipher this incredible musical phenomenon that is a lot of Jacob's music. And that's it. That's gonna do it, you guys. If you'd like to see other breakdowns of Jacob or any other artist, please let me know in the comments below. I really enjoy taking a look at this stuff in a little more detail, trying to figure out a little bit about what's going on. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. It actually does a ton to help out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed already, I would love for you to do that. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.